Greetings, send you all some warm, positive vibrations. This is Body-Culinary, and today I wanted to check in and just have a conversation and a dialogue around destroying our health, right? Our health in order to fit in. Destroying, compromising our physical health, emotional, and mental health in order to fit in. So that's what we're going to be connecting and chit-chatting about today. We're going to have a dialogue, a respectful dialogue about that today. So if you're interested in this conversation, feel free to stay tuned to the end of the video. If you're new to this channel, welcome. I'm Body-Culinary, professional chef, personal trainer, natural-born woman, mother, lover of a natural lifestyle, or as natural as I can get it in these times that we're living in. And on this channel, I love to share some of my journey of radical self-acceptance, really celebrating and appreciating the divinely assigned features, what I have been assigned with in this time on the earth plane. This is what I have been given. This is what I have. This is what I'm working with and appreciating. I also love to share motivation and encouragement to 3 lifestyle practices, 3 leveraged lifestyle practices that are independent of any kind of gurus or religions or labels. And those 3 lifestyle practices that can be super beneficial and really give us something back for the time that we are investing on the internet in front of these boxes and these screens. Those are peaceful consumption, food that loves you back, your skin, your arteries, your breasts, your womb. It's going to enhance your vitality, your longevity. Garden therapy. Yes, everyone can grow something no matter how big or small your space is, and it has so many benefits. Relaxation, food sovereignty, knowing what's in your food. And the other lifestyle practices, cultivating or reactivating, refining a personal movement practice. These are lifestyle practices that everyone has access to. Gym or no gym, money or no money, relationship or no relationship. If folks on lockdown in the pen can get themselves in shape, surely this is something in this age of information that we can do wherever you pay rent or mortgage. So 3 lifestyle practices, again, peaceful consumption. That's what I like to call it, because do we really need one more thing to divide us in terms of labels, which is kind of encourages us to ego trip off of what we're eating, right? When the labels don't necessarily mean that you are healthy, and keeping in mind that we are all on a journey. So do we really need to shame ourselves or shame other folks for how they're wearing their hair, what they're eating? Which is going to bring me to, as we go along in this conversation today, mind your own business fitness. That's what I'm going to call it, mind your own business fitness. So feel free, if you find value here, go ahead and hit the like button. So maybe perhaps more women or folks that are looking for this kind of content. I don't have a whole bunch of fancy light and studios. Just this is it. This is what I have to offer to share. So feel free to comment respectfully. I don't have the only perspective, and I'm open. I'm constantly learning, even after so many years on my journey. I am clear that I'm a forever student. And if I felt the need to change my hair, my food, or whatever, that's what I would do for me. So I invite you, as I tell many of the folks I work with, to find your sweet spot, and that is an organic process, right? So on this channel, let me just let you know of some of the resources that are available. There is Flowah Fit, that is coaching and community. So there's an aspect that is just a community forum. I've heard expressed for the longest time folks that have an interest in a healthy lifestyle. In addition to an interest, folks that are willing to take action, whatever situation you're in. So shout out to Queen Ra for growing her strawberries, working with whatever you have available to you. If that's a community garden, something. I want to garden. I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm willing to do something. So if you're interested in coming together around gardening and sharing also what you're up to, not just coming to extract, but coming to also reciprocate and share. If you're into a personal movement practice, and maybe that's something you want to take on. Maybe you see that as a worthwhile investment of your time and energy. Maybe, like me, maybe you suspect, this is one of the best investments I can make into the 401k of my life. I have to continue to live with me in all my phases of life, especially as a woman. Shout out to my other folks too. And also, if you're interested in travel, languages, I like to share the things that I'm interested in, because I know if I have the interest in languages, health, gardening, fitness, there have to be some other folks, some other flowers out here that are interested in the same thing. In addition, folks that are they're interested in committed action, getting into action. I love distinctions, big distinction with the Flower Fit community. Getting into action around what you say you value. You say you value health. Is it showing up in the investment of your time, your checkbook, your resources? Are you into committed action? Because we're all spending our money on something. We're all investing our time and energy in someone, some things. So it's for us in our quiet moments to be honest with ourselves about where we are investing our time and energy. Because I'm clear, we are highly programmable beings. These screens are hypnotic. The music, I'm an avid lover of music, but I'm crystal clear. The music will be tapping into your emotions and feeding all kinds of vices and appetites. So crystal clear. So it's up to us. Whatever we have encountered in our lives thus far, we are 110, well, at least I'm claiming, I'm 110% responsible for how it goes from here. And that's a lot to wrap our minds around. So I invite you to quiet in the mornings. If you're an early riser, shout out to you, the early riser circle. 4:30 in the early day is deep breathing and relaxation. Some people call it meditation. I don't like to put so many labels on it. Setting the attention and breathing and relaxing. These are some things that we're really overlooking that we have access to. That's Eastern Standard Time. Feel free to fill out an application for Flower Fit coaching and community. And there are some folks that are doing a nutritional reset that want to explore whole, fresh living, unprocessed foods as a lifestyle, not a diet. Whatever label you want to call yourself, que sera. There's Natural Beauty No Products. That's a guide. I'm sharing what I've learned in about 30 years on this path of whole, fresh living foods as a lifestyle. If you're a mom, if you have the spending plan on any kind of budget in any kind of environment, I've taken this lifestyle on the road for many, many years. If you're someone that has experienced lots of acne, like me, where I've had blackheads, whiteheads, cystic acne, a hot, stinky mess, even while eating healthy. And you may be endeavoring, like, you know what? I'm over all of these products. To me, I find all the stuff cumbersome, too much stress. If I'm paying all this money for this fresh produce, it makes sense that I can use it as my primary product inside, and that will show on the outside. So you want to take a lot off the table so that we can have some relaxation. Because over here, natural bodies matter. If you have small tetas, rock them. If they're tumor and growth free, that is the priority over here. Shout out to Brittany's life. The background sounds so amazing. Yes, it's just the birds, right? So it's interesting. We can cultivate some quiet. So yeah, feel free to like, comment, subscribe, all that jazz. And you can find me in the links, info@body-culinary.com. If you go into Body-Culinary or Kwasa Peaceful Eating on TikTok, and Kwasa Peaceful Eating with a K on Facebook, you follow the link to Holistic Fit and you'll see the application for Flower Fit coaching and community. And there should be a link over here on the side. Okay, so that being said, destroying our health to fit in. Now, if this doesn't resonate, I invite you to leave this right here. As you know, too, this is my quickie wannabe style for the day, and I'm not doing much. I really, as someone that's had a lot of acne that comes from a family of morbid obesity, diabetes, heart disease, that's the family pattern, how we're coping and managing stress. I'm one that's big on relaxation. So for me, that has meant taking a lot off the table. And part of that for me has been with my hair, right? And so I used to look at those commercials of bouncing and behaving hair, and like, why can't we have that? So yes, we can. I'm embracing over here freedom hair. right? So I'm calling this Afro locks. Anybody can have locks, and if folks from different ethnic backgrounds that come onto this channel, shout out to you. However, this is definitely a whole experience, and the freedom, the mental, emotional, financial freedom with being able to leave our hair alone also comes along with a few other surprises. Taking all of that time and energy of constantly walking around like a zombie in a beauty supply store, this may not be you, may just be in my own experience, has really freed me up. It's provided so much more time, energy, resources for travel, being in my garden, and just relaxation, the stress and the anxiety. I just found it a bit much, but maybe somebody else finds it as something different. So all my hair is flat because it is fine. I have found embracing this afro works for me. I'm not putting any products. It's almost, it's like unbelievable. It's freedom. I wish I had known about this at a younger age. It has definitely meant accepting what I have and going along for the journey to see what is my hair going to do. Like the fear around what's it going to look like? Will it be acceptable? Oh my God, the so-called ugly phase. And I invite you to consider, somebody is making up these standards of so-called beauty, and I have decided to give it back. I'm like, here, y'all can have it. You can have the so-called beauty standards, because it's a moving goalpost, and I am not setting the standard. So that's meant several things, and I can tell you, I have made a conscious decision to prioritize health and confidence over beauty. And I'm going to make a distinction, because it's not negative, but the current climate is we'll give each other a high five, we want to encourage each other, and we'll say, oh, you're beautiful. The context is everything. So the context of beauty in terms of what do they call it? Coachella. I don't totally know what Coachella it is. I think it's some kind of fashion show or something. I don't keep up. Or the latest makeup palette that someone, usually some gentleman, has released online with his whole team. Folks are, I've observed, lining up around the block for a makeup palette to encourage and enrich someone. I'm not against economics, but something is off. Something is off here. Well, here's what I'm not getting. I'm not getting the focus on our health. And although we have, well, let's make them as creative and as fantasy, I'm just not feeling that there's a commitment to our healthy, sustainable esteem. And I also get that it's a conflict of interest, right? The profit is a conflict of interest, because ultimately, who really has it in their best interest? Your physiological health, your emotional health, your mental health, and your esteem. Now, I'm not the hair police. I'm not the food police. I'm not the makeup police. I'm just sharing one woman's experience. And I can tell you that feeling like when I take all of this stuff off, that I have to be addicted in a sense to all of these items that don't contribute to the health of my cells and the health of my skin unless I have this product. I'm not validated, or I can't be this or that. There's always like a dangling carrot unless I have, these items. Something doesn't feel right with that. Something doesn't feel fulfilling. Something doesn't feel sustainable. So I have decided for myself to be courageous to see, well, what is that hair going to look like? It's thin, it's fine, it's cottony, it's coily. I still have some edges that are left because I left it alone, have very delicate edges. If I was to twist it up, you see my whole scalp. It's an interesting color. So there could be all of this quiet or background noise and dialogue, or you can't do that. You got to go get the gel. You got to go slick it down. It's not going to look like this. It's not going to look like what's trending on Instagram. It's not going to look corporate. You won't get chosen. And I have made a conscious decision to block out the noise and listen to my own divine, onboard, innate intelligence that each and every one of us was born with. Health is our birthright. And as much as we could say, Black don't crack, we go with a lot of these things. I like to examine sayings because some of them are worth their weight in gold. And some of them we need to question. A lot of groupthink or non-thinking. Black does crack from the inside. We can have a great looking, face up, neck up, wrist down, ankle down. But in between, the organs are failing or suffering from the majority recreational eating, from overstuffing ourselves without shaming ourselves, overstuffing us as a response to managing or coping with stress on an ongoing basis, year after year, year after year, eating ourselves sometimes to the point of deformity. We're really stressing out the organs. We're throwing off our blood sugar. We're becoming insulin resistant. Our skin and our liver can't handle the myriad of processed and trans and non-living fats, the foods or substances masquerading as foods that are devoid of water, full of highly processed toxic sodium. And let me tell you, I was a junk food junkie, and I really enjoy eating. However, my quiet moments over the years, when you compare and contrast and look at the patterns, it's only for us to be honest with ourselves. So we're chasing beauty, and there's no shortage of folks willing to pander or sell us products for so-called beauty. And quite often, I notice it's not in conjunction with health. I notice that the healthier I am, the less I need, and more importantly, I can feel more comfortable in my skin. I've observed this is one of the biggest overlooked opportunities for self-esteem and calm and peace. Do any of us know what that's like anymore? And I'm not talking about religion. To feel comfortable. When's the last time you felt comfortable in your skin? After you came out of your relaxing shower and you just loofed yourself up with that little African sponge and shea buttered, and let's say you took all your nail polish off your toes and you really pushed your toenails back with some olive oil and massage your skin and wash your hair. But you just, that feeling, you feel like just super duper refreshed. And when you pass the mirror, you notice a natural smile, a responsive smile when you look at yourself in the mirror. So yes, in this area of social media, you have all kinds of people that just comment, very rudely, not very considerate, and want to tell you about their projection of how they feel you look. But is that really important? That is even compromising our mental health. I smile quite often when I look at myself when I pass in the mirror because I like my reflection. I like the person that I am. And I wonder sometimes, have we reached a point in society where we have a distaste and a disdain for what it is that our physical appearance actually looks like? It's almost starting to feel like you're shamed for if you go outside without makeup. Now, there is duality because I can say I can appreciate makeup, I can appreciate artistry, I definitely can appreciate accenting and playing around with different features. So there's a distinction between that and almost you have to be ashamed if you have a pimple. You have to be ashamed if you have a fluffy body with more adipose tissue, on it. You have to feel ashamed if your teeth are yellow because this body it's a fingerprint. It's a fingerprint telling you about your life experiences. And it's almost like we're being shamed out of the experience of our own life. And we're triggered to subconsciously seek validation from strangers and someone somewhere that is making all of the stuff as they go along and is orchestrating and controlling the narrative and the context. So I say health, mental, emotional, physical health over beauty, someone else's made up construct of beauty, so that I can relax, so that I can breathe, so that I can feel free to walk barefoot to observe my body and the changes my body has taken on in response to being able to bear a child and give birth to human life, to just celebrate like this is how it's coming out of my head, to just be able to run my hands through my fingertips through my hair and feel the cottony coil and be like, like, yo, this is refreshing. It's refreshing to be me. Being for me doesn't have to take away from somebody else's experience. Being for me, it doesn't mean I'm anti someone else. So there's a hijack going on. I have decided to take back and reclaim my time and enjoy myself while I'm here. Again, this could be whether you have children or not children. Somebody's setting the tone for what you're worth, or this societal thing when you're thrown away after age 30 or 35. You have a window, supposed window, a narrative somebody has constructed that from 18 to perhaps 28. Those are your valuable years. And I invite you to question this. I invite you to look at your confidence in your quiet moments. What is it based on? Are you happy with your character, your achievements, degree or no degree? Something is telling us and driving a narrative for what you are worth. And we don't feel like we're worth anything. We will allow just any old thing into our psyches, our panties, and our pocketbooks. And I'm just saying, it's not worth it. It's not all it's cracked up to be. We're losing our edges as a result, right? And y'all can let me know. We're losing the edges. We're actually destroying and taking the edges out. And then, you have to pay now for another product to get the edges back, or put some fake edges or some tattoo edges. When we're destroying our eyebrows, then we get some other kind of solution to put a very harsh looking eyebrow that looks like a permanent frown on. And again, maybe some people can afford to have this done, super high end. But what's wrong with the original stuff that we have? Greetings, Cream Raw. So no edges. We're compromising, pulling out the edges. Literally, we're gluing and pulling off. Is so much wear and tear on this very delicate cotton. This delicate cotton. I don't know about you, but my skin, my liver, my scalp is like, I can't take it. It has shown me on numerous occasions. We're moving at a pace so much out of anxiety, we're not listening. So then we have tumors and cysts that are fed by a lot of these caustic, dangerous. I know I've gotten lots of scalp burns. I don't know about you, from Dark and Lovely back in the day. That is going near the control center of the brain, through the pores, contributing to tumors and cysts. Go look it up. Then we have the chemical burns. I've had a scalp full because my little kinky hair wouldn't take to the perm. Then we have clogged lymph nodes. So I don't know if you're all familiar with the watery channels of the body. We have the circulatory system. We have the lymphatic system. And so it drains underneath the arms by the crease near your groin area, the different spots in which that watery channel drains out waste, and it's clogged from the overwhelming amount of layers on layers of sprays and again, I'm not the police. You'll have to decide what to do on your own. What is the trade-off for being your natural self? Again, I'm not anti playing around and accenting, but only we can use our common sense and research and be responsible to do due diligence to look at what are the long-term effects of constantly every day for years and years and years, and wondering sometimes why we get a diagnosis of cancer. Like, we're shocked. We can't figure out how our immune system has been compromised, or all of a sudden we have all of these allergies popping out of nowhere, or autoimmune diseases, when we're constantly eating food devoid of living water, devoid of fiber. The fiber has been compromised. We're not sleeping. All these substances masquerading as food. And to top it off, we're layering on so much chemicals that we can't even pronounce. We don't know what they are for profit in order to be chosen by who for what. Call me simple, but it's not making a whole lot of sense. So we're compromising. The edges, we're pulling them out. Eyebrows, pull them out. And then once we destroy them, got to get a fake one. Then we get in tumors and chemical scalp burns, clogged lymph nodes, which equates to, cancer. And we're compromising our reproductive organs. We're not allowing our organs, our tetas, our mammary glands to breathe. We're clogging ourselves up from the inside, and also compromising our reproductive organs by what we're allowing in. Folks, you can respectfully disagree. I'm just saying what I've observed, because after a while, some years, you get clear. I couldn't articulate as well in my teens or my 20s. I don't know about you. This music has us acting all out of pocket. It's messing. I found whether it was religious music or popular music, definitely rap music, is manipulating our emotions, the narrative, the subconscious instructions. It's manipulating you when you go into Jimmy Jam, the hip hop stores to get your little outfits or your sneakers. All of a sudden, you're in a fantasy inside of a music video as you're inside the dressing room, and you're putting on a new outfit. Next thing you walk out, you went in to spend $20. Next thing you spend $150 on a credit card. Not land, not securing us into our futures. So I'm clear between the music and the food we turned out. So I'm going to be very, very clear. because this is very, very serious. And I've watched numerous documentaries. People will laugh on junkies. I've watched, I might want to go look on YouTube and look at some of the documentaries on junkies with a humble curiosity about human psychology and behavior and how we are allowing, and sometimes unbeknownst to us, being tricked out of our confidence, being finagled and finessed out of not celebrating the very features that make us stand out on this planet. Again, I'm not knocking. I've had a Jerry curl, gold tooth, and a wig one time. So I'm not knocking, my sisters that look fantastic with their makeup. So you'll have to decide for yourself, though. But the foundation of my beauty and my esteem, I found they were compromised when I felt like if I took that stuff off, I didn't like myself or nobody's going to choose me. So this is one of the reasons why I love quiet, so you can investigate the dialogue that's going on all the time. And it's interesting. Sometimes folks will comment about the birds. I'm telling you, it's something to be experienced. In the quiet of the garden, in the quiet of the early morning, how you feel, like the clarity of mind that comes from just turning off all of these different channels that are blaring in your ears and your brain at one time. It's like you literally can't hear your own onboard divine intelligence and your own intuition because there are too many stations going on at one time. And so it's refreshing, almost a shock, when you can go into the garden, whatever garden you've created for yourself, and hear the birds. I tell you, it plugs you directly into your onboard intelligence. The intelligence that will have you keep yourself out of harm's way, that will have you secure yourself and your health into your future. The intelligence that will have you make healthy choices that won't alter the trajectory of your life and alter the trajectory of the lives of potential future generations, because we're not choosing well. I think they're all connected. I find spirituality and holistic health is practical. It's common sense. It's common sense. So I invite you to consider prioritizing your health over the moving goalposts of beauty. Somebody's making it up at will. They're charting 6 months, a year beforehand what colors we're going to wear, how tight the Spanx are going to be, how pointed your shoes are going to be. Do we need concealer? Do we need this? I mean, can you get a pimple, or can you breastfeed, in peace? Can you mature, be seasoned, quote unquote, age gracefully? If not, what do you have to look forward to, right? If that is the undercurrent, if that's the undercurrent of all your feelings, that's going to affect how you eat. When you're not feeling good about yourself, it's going to trigger us likely to self-medicate. So that's how I was just thinking this early day, looking into this simple little garden that started from nothing. When I tell you started from nothing, it's one of the bestest vision boards you'll ever have is a garden. Even if you start with 1 or 2 plants, something to nourish yourself with and something beautiful to look at. I invite you to consider, and I've looked, not addicted, but I've looked at some of these reality shows, and sometimes you got to talk to yourself out loud. So you can distinguish between all the different communications. You got to talk to yourself. You know what? This might seem like it's funny, whatever, but what else is it that I have to do? Did I get my personal movement practice or my workout on that makes me feel amazing, that I feel so electric and amazing? Shout out to the folks that are joining me 5 o'clock in the morning for a workout. It's one of the most amazing things. I feel electric. I feel energized. I feel athletic. I have never regretted a workout, ever, ever, ever. A personal movement practice. Making healthy, beautiful food for myself, I've never regretted it. Right now, there's a rose that's blooming on my little veranda. These are conscious choices. So consider. Let me know in the comments. Or not, you can keep it to yourself. Do you feel like you're getting something back for the investment of your time spent on the internet? Are you getting something back for the investment of your time and who you're spending time with, the conversations that you're having? When I leave a conversation, do you feel like you are inspired and motivated to jump, to get into action around the things that you say you value? Do you have a litmus test for who you allow into your psyche, your panties, and your pocketbook? We don't have to go around and parade and make a big production and I'm anti this and that. That's why I call it mind your own business fitness. Perhaps we're not getting certain results because we're not minding our business. Perhaps we've fallen, this has happened to me too. You're falling asleep on the internet worrying about marketing to this person, selling yourself to this person, and we didn't pay ourselves first. How are you going to be out here in this day and time and not pay yourself first with your time? And where does that show up? Your checkbook, your calendar. Are you keeping your appointments with that vigorous, joyous movement for yourself? If we don't have time to move, to exercise, to dance, could that be considered a type of poverty consciousness? We're not paying ourselves first. I get the money, but without this being relaxed and peaceful, without a healthy body, how are you going to work without a healthy body? At some point, that formula is going to fizzle out and burn. The narrative of women, especially Afro women, taking it, feeling prideful about I'm strong, but yet on the inside we're crumbling. Our arteries, our health, being burnt out emotionally from trying to do it all at one time, not requiring investment, not requiring care. Some of the narratives I hear today, we don't, it's almost like I hear people saying we don't need care and affection before we open ourselves physically. I'm like, what planet are we on? I don't know. Y'all let me know what you think respectfully in the comments. So if you want to catch me, I'm the early riser. I'm a super early riser. It'll help you get to bed earlier. And that's going to be something we're going to be doing in the cocoon, the evening cocoon, for those folks that are not sleeping. Maybe it's simple, but I don't know. Call me a simple person, but I know there are folks out there that are not sleeping. Maybe perhaps you'd like to do a whole reset of going to bed by 10 o'clock and getting up early and go ghost. I said go into the cocoon and bloom. Where did she go? No, she's somewhere. She went to bed early to get some sleep, and watch how refreshed your face look. Watch how your liver starts to kick in and start metabolizing old adipose tissue, the technical term for fatty tissue. Watch how your body just starts to clean itself out. Watch how your body just drops or releases weight when you just go to bed. When you stop feeding yourself substances masquerading as food, all this recreational eating. And I do love to eat, but why not feed yourself the best? So feel free to check out Kwasa, Peaceful Eating, Kwasa with a K, peaceful like full belly mango, on TikTok and on Facebook. I only like to use Facebook for certain things, to share certain things. You can find me on, if you apply for the link so we can vet whoever is in there, on the private Discord link. There will be other classes. Folks have been asking about the different wraps and so on. So there will be classes going on. There is a raw vegan cakes, goddess cakes, passion cakes. That is available on the website. Let's see what else there are. The books, the guide, Whole Living Foods in the Hood, with menus to fit your budget, natural beauty, no products. Those are resources you can avail yourself of, because I'm all, if you're not talking about fruits and vegetables and movement, roller skating, double dutch, go jumping in the waterfalls, going swimming, or have some new travel adventures, then what are we talking about? Why are we here? Why are we working so hard? I don't know that I have time for this moving goalposts of beauty. And I do like fashion. I can appreciate makeup. However, my health, my peace of mind takes priority over anybody's fashion. Because all of those clothes I spent all that money on for years, it went in the garbage. That could have been land. So only us, it's in our best interest to reset, to set the terms, to set the litmus test, to set the standard. Doesn't mean we have to be about anybody, against anybody. We are for ourselves. So I'm inviting you to create a great day on purpose, just because you said so. Shout out to Purple Diamond and Queen Rabe. Queen Rabe, do let me know when you receive your gifts. I think you're going to be pleased. I put some special things in there for you, and also for Mindful Nicole, because they won the last giveaway, the Afro Flowah challenge, and that's actually continuing. So for those folks that are endeavoring to see, I'm interested in seeing what my hair is going to look like if what happens if I just leave it alone? You know, I say this is such freedom. It feels so good to put your hands in your scalp. Maybe you want to see what it does, because I'm not twisting, I'm not oiling, I'm not doing any of that stuff, and it's freedom. The areas with very fine hair that I used to put a lot of beads on, those will break off over time, but que sera, I'm free. I am interested in freedom. I could put a little mascara and stuff on, but as someone that had truckloads of acne, it's, oh my gosh, it's such a relief. Can anybody out there relate? Has anybody had a lot of acne? Can y'all relate to not have to wear that stuff to feel free, health, and confidence and esteem over someone else's moving goalposts of beauty? And that the integrity, the restored integrity of each and every movement, practice, and workout, nobody can take that away from you. I wish that everybody could experience that. Anyway, y'all create a great day on purpose, and let me know what you think in the comments, and I will see you soon. Feel free to like if you find value here, and comment, subscribe, and all that jazz. See you soon.